Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit with Kyle and Drew, but just Drew this week, because guess what? Kyle's on vacation. I know, big surprise. So it is just Drew this week. And I am coming to you by myself, and I'm doing it in the morning, not at late at night. So I'm drinking some coffee. I'm wide-eyed, bright-eyed, and bushy-tailed, man. I am ready to go with the spec knowledge. Nah, I'm probably just going to be just as lame as normal. But first, I wanted to let you guys know that some of our fantastic listeners have taken the time out of their day to give us a wonderful rating and review on iTunes. First up is Ryan Hodap, who said, "Great stuff, 5-star review. Hey guys, love the show. It's a podcast I look forward to every week. I've been a long-time collector and reader, but you guys really rekindled my interest in going after some of the indie books from Image, Vault, etc. Because of you, I was able to snag a Heathen #1 at a local con and ship it off to CGC. Here's hoping it comes back 9.9 or above." Yeah, we hope so too. We've heard good things, and I hope that is an option for you. We also got one from Flo Daily, who says, 5-star review, thanks for all the info. I appreciate the information about specs to look for. Do wish they let us know what to spec on in the current preview solicitations, though, since I pre-order. We've talked about that, Kyle and I, and we're thinking that when that would be one of our, we don't do a Patreon or anything, but when we get to maybe 50 ratings and reviews, we'll add that to our monthly list. We've talked about that a little bit, so it's something to look forward to. We'll start doing that, but you can help us out. You can help us get there faster. Just take a little time out of your day and go over to iTunes, give us a rating and review, and get us closer to 50, and then we'll shut up about it for a while. I just want to get 50. I don't know why. It's a weird thing I have. But I just want to get to 50, and hopefully I won't start whining around about 100 after that. I promise. Just give me to 50, and then I'll stop talking. We got a little feedback from some listeners as well. Wolf wants to know, hey, I guess no one cares that the Champions #9 is a first appearance of a new Marvel character. Heroine the Red Locust. I care. I was excited when you mentioned this. I hadn't read my Champions #9 yet, so I rushed out and read it, and it was great. First of all, Viv Vision needs her own series. She was great in it. It was very Viv Vision centric, and the Red Locust was a great origin, great introduction to that character. I hope she catches on and doesn't get kind of swept away with Marvel's new diversity heroes don't sell mantra that we've heard come from Didio and company. Not Didio, whoever said that. So we are, I'm excited about it. I went and bought an extra copy after I read mine because I liked it so much. So I appreciate the heads up, Wolf, and keep your eye out on that. We weren't sleeping on it. Well, kind of were sleeping on it. So thanks for letting us know. Michael Lamb mentioned that he had just finished reading Pestilence #1, and it was another great debut from Aftershock. He's looking forward to reading Jimmy's Bastards, and a huge thanks to us for turning him on to the publisher Aftershock. Yeah, we agree. They do a lot of good stuff, and it's nice to have that different voice, a different type of comic coming out. And I'm really excited about some of the stuff they've been doing. He mentions he totally missed Batman 24, and it's now going to the third printing because getting snapped up. And I'm sure it will have a high print run, so I'm taking a wait and see approach before I pay $15 for it on eBay. any opinion on the short-term and long-term spec value? Long-term, I don't know. I mean, it's the final panel where it's spoilers. If you haven't read Batman 24 yet, you might want to zoom ahead a little bit. But at the final page, Batman did propose to Catwoman, ask her to marry him. So that was kind of interesting, got people excited, and it went quickly to a second printing, which I wasn't able to get, and then to a third printing with a sketch cover, which I was able to snag just one, just to see if I could do anything with that, because it's a cool cover of him proposing on the cover. It's kind of nice. And as of this recording, DCBS at least was able to put one on my order. And I think next Wednesday, comic shop should be getting those. So I didn't get one from DCBS, but I'm going to go to my local comic shop and see if they have any on the shelf and grab one. So that's something. I would say don't go crazy, but it could be something. I don't know if is he gonna actually get to marry her? Is this a ploy of some sort? Is this who knows? Who knows if this is ever going to actually play out, or this will just be a footnote in the future that, oh, remember when they were going to get married and then never did. But Tom King's got some cool stories in him, and if he's got this, he's pitched this, and this has been accepted by editorial, and they're going to go forward for a while, I would love to see it. I'd love to see Batman get married, and then maybe this has a little more legs on it. I would say no on long-term spec value though, and probably more of a short-term flip. Because as soon as I get my sketch and second printing, I'll probably just take a picture of all three of them together, 1, 2, 3, and then put them up and sell them that way. But it is nice. It is a nice sketch. I was slightly missed when Kyle took care of the duties last week, and you guys noticed I was gone, so that was nice to get some feedback on me being gone. Thank you for that. Michael wants to know if I found a Hulk 181 at a flea market while I was on vacation. No, I didn't. That would have been sweet though. So I appreciate that. Hey, and guess what? Even though Kyle's on vacation this week, the numbers still came out. So I don't have the full numbers yet. I'll save those for when Kyle, but I do have the top 10s. So when Kyle returns, we'll talk a little bit more about the top 300 sales. But for right now, I can do a little bit of market share and what the top 10 sellers were. So Marvel won again, wins the imaginary battle of the big two. So they had 39.9, almost 40% of the units sold. DC had 30, and Image had almost 12. So those three really take care of pretty much 80-some%, almost 80%. I can't add. No, that's not what that is. That is 72%. So, but three out of every four almost. So 3 out of every 4 are those big three sold. And of course, with the little lower price point at DC, average price point at DC, their retail sales market share is a little lower. So it's on at 28%, Marvel at 38%, and Image at 10%. And then all the rest. It's some combination of IDW, Dark Horse, Boom, Dynamite, Titan, Viz, Valiant, and Oni. Those folks kind of make the other list able to bubble up over 0.5% or so to make the rest of that top 10 publisher sales. May versus last month. May was a much stronger month than April was, up 16%. This May was a much stronger May than last year at this time, up 11% or so. And year to date, we are up as an industry 0.11% in dollars and almost 9% in units. So there were either a lot of big ticket items selling last year, or there are lower. That's probably more like it. The $2.99 DC comics and such are maybe pushing down the dollars brought in. Marvel leads the way, of course, with 99 comics shipped. DC sent 82, but Image wasn't a slacker. They sent 71 to the shops for the month. IDW did almost 60 at 59, which is a big number. I think all four of those publishers are publishing too much. You're doing too much. Scale it back a little bit. Nobody can read all that. Even if you cut it in half, leave us wanting more a little bit. The market is flooded. Those smaller publishers can't find a foothold because it's just they're drowning in Marvel, DC, and to a lesser degree, but still significant, Image and IDW. And now, what you all been waiting for, the top 10. It's another lenticular fiasco, probably. So, at rank 3 and 4 are Batman 22 lenticular and Flash 22 lenticular. And then the two regular Batman and Flash issues are not in the top 10. But I'm guessing they're in the top 20 or top 15. And I'm sure if you added their sales together, they would be 1 and 2. We'll find out. But the official Diamond version of the top 10 gives Secret Empire number 1 the top ranking. Venom 150, the number 2 slot. The aforementioned Batman and Flash 22s. And then at the 5th slot, Guardians of the Galaxy, Mission Breakout number 1, which I've not even heard of. Must be some kind of capitalization on the movie, and that they either deeply discount it, or maybe retailers is really bought heavy. I don't know who wants this, but somebody must. At rank 6, Secret Empire number 2. At rank 7, there's Batman 23, which is interesting. And at number 8, rank 8 is Secret Empire number 3. At number 9 is all new Guardians of the Galaxy number 1. And rounding out the top 10 is The Walking Dead 167. So nice to see that thing maintaining its market share a little bit, sticking in the top 10 with all these shenanigans going on and multiple covers, and the old Walking Dead still does really well. I like that. I like to see that. But yeah, 3 Secret Empires, couple of Batman, couple of Guardians, kind of dominating the three titles. That's kind of interesting. In the trade top 10, we've got Deadpool, Bad Blood OGN, that took the top spot. Bitch Planet Volume 2, number 2. Saga Volume 7. Wonder Woman Volume 2, Year 1. Moonshine Volume 1 at rank 5. The Flash Volume 2. Champions Volume 1 at rank 7. Batman Detective Comics Volume 2 at rank 8. The Unworthy Thor trade paperback takes the 9th spot. And Doom Patrol Volume 1, the new Young Animal launch, rounds out the top 10. So that's kind of interesting. If Kyle's here, we would wager on what those numbers are in that top 10. He's not, so I'm going to go with 150,000 for Secret Empire number 1, and 145,000 for Venom 150, and then of course I think both Batman and the Flash, when you add them together, will be above both of them. So we'll see how I did, and you'll remind me next week. That's it for the top 10 until we get those full numbers. And I think that's enough until we can go ahead and scoot over to the sneak peek at next week. This is much easier when there's two of us. I will give you that. For all the grief I give Kyle, it's nice to have another person's opinion to go back and forth with. It's much tougher when you're doing it all by yourself and have to take a hard pause to have a sip without anybody else talking. Sweet, sweet coffee. From Dark Horse this week, these are comics releasing June 21st. From Dark Horse this week, of course, Black Hammer. I'm really enjoying this. It's one of my favorite comics coming out each and every month, and a top of the stack read for me. These are all first appearances by these characters. This is an IP, so if you have been reading this all along and you're collecting this is going to be a nice run. If Jeff Lemire, loves telling these stories, a la Kurt Busiek and Astro City, maybe he does this for a long time. And as maybe sales will trickle and increase, and you will have been on the ground floor. Maybe. I'm not promising anything, because Astro City's old issues aren't really worth that much. But it's a great read. So always good to pick up and trade if you haven't been checking that out. I think you really enjoy that. Over at DC, we've got a new story arc from Aquaman, Underworld Part 1. It's an extra-sized anniversary issue because they hit the number 25. Woohoo! And I think they're doing the same thing with Batman 25. They're going to call that the War of Jokes and Riddles Part 1. Also an extra-sized anniversary issue. So even though it's bi-weekly, and even though they're holding the line at $2.99, these are all extra-sized, extra dollar. Let's see here. Extra-sized Green Arrow 25, perhaps? Let me see if the price went up. Yep, price went up to $3.99, so it must be large as well. Is it a new story arc? It is. Broken Arrow Part 1. So Green Arrow is an anniversary issue, and Green Lanterns is an anniversary issue. Lost in Space Part 4, which is kind of weird. Not a jumping on point. Is anybody else? Oh, there's Superman 25. Let's see if they're doing one. Yeah, extra size finale for Superman 25. That's finishing up a story arc, adding a buck. And so those four this week turn 25, and are going to cost you an extra $1. We'll see. I haven't heard any outrage about this or any scuttlebutt, so we'll see if the people are up in arms as we hit the 25 mark for some other comics in the coming weeks, if they continue this trend. That is kind of annoying, unless there's really nice extra pages in there for some reason. But extra size could be 5 pages, not really worth it. Another issue of Super Sons. I wish this was a bi-monthly. I wish it was just coming out a little faster. This is a really good read. I like it a lot. Wildstorm 5's really good. I've been enjoying this as well. The only number ones are a couple of Looney Tunes crossovers. We've got Lobo, Roadrunner Special number 1, with Wile E. Coyote and Lobo. I'm not sure if that'll do anything for you. Is there another one coming out this week? I thought I saw. This is where I'd have Kyle would jump in and help me out. I just see the logo, the Lobo, and that's it. Oh wait a minute, there's Wonder Woman Tasmanian Devil. So the Wonder Woman Tasmanian Devil crossover as well. And these are $5 books, by the way. So DC's not exempt from the occasional price gouge, um, which I find annoying. I like all comics to be $2, $2.99, but what are you gonna do? I see nothing else in DC that's of note. I'm sure I missed something. Um, let's see, IDW usually a swing and a miss. Let me give them a glance. I'm seeing nothing there. Back to Image, back down to Image. We've got Crosswind #1. This is a big one. This is Gail Simone and Cat Staggs. I think this is the first Gail Simone Image book, and it's a new ongoing until it's not. A slick and ruthless Chicago hitman, a smart but downtrodden Seattle housewife. When an inexplicable event strikes these two random strangers, their bodies, souls, and lives are switched to potentially deadly effect. It's Freaky Friday meets Goodfellas. What's not to love about that, huh? Sounds pretty good. So check that out, Crosswind. I'm really excited about that. I went hard and heavy, and I think it'll be good. They also are doing a Pride Month variant for that, but it wasn't really that impressive. I didn't like the cover that well. Well, let's see. We've got God Country #6. You're still reading that. This finishes the miniseries, which we thought was an ongoing, which is now a miniseries. Or maybe you guys knew it was a miniseries all along. I did not. We got Girl Scouts Magic Socks went to a second printing for its first issue. I wasn't that impressed with it. It was kind of weird, so I'm not going to be checking any more of those out. But the second issue is also out, and it does have a Bill Sienkiewicz cover for the cover B. So I missed the boat on that. I do like Sienkiewicz covers, and a lot of people do. So that might be worth checking out. So skip the Pride Month cover and try to get that cover B Sienkiewicz cover for Girl Scouts Magic Socks #2. Let's see what else we got here. Old Guard 5. It's Pride Month. Not that impressive either. Plastic. Its issue 2 went to a second printing, and its third issue is also out with an A and B cover. Redneck #1 went to a third printing. Redneck #2 went to a second printing. It's out this week. Royal City 4 comes out. This strong debut, and I'll be honest, I haven't finished 3 yet, so check that out. And everyone's excited about the Shirtless Bear Fighter. This was written by Jody LaHoop and Sebastian Gerner, with art by Neil Vendrell and a cover by Andrew Robinson. Shirtless Bear Fighter tells the story of after being betrayed by the bears that raised him. The legendary Shirtless Bear Fighter wanders the forest he's sworn to protect, fist-fighting bears, eating flapjacks, and being the angriest man the world has ever known. When wide-eyed, super-strong bears attack the citizens of a major city, Shirtless ventures into the human world to do what he does best, punch those bears in the face. But all is not as it seems. Someone is manipulating Shirtless, and only by confronting the demons of his past can Shirtless hope to save his future. A heart-filled, hilarious tall tale for all ages. You don't want to miss Shirtless Bear Fighter. So his first name is Shirtless. His last name is Bear Fighter. And he fights bears with his shirt off. So there you go. What is not to love about that? Pretty stupid. Probably a one-note joke. But your mileage may vary on that. There are 3 independently orderable covers, A, B, and C, as well as the XXX cover, which is like a 1 in 25 or something like that. It was too pricey. I think it was like I don't know, it might have been like $20 through DTBS or something like that. It was expensive, so I didn't get it. But if you can get a deal at your LCS or elsewhere, then that's probably the one to have. That would probably be the hot one. Let's see. Marvel is offering a lot of Secret Empire tie-ins. Doctor Strange, Captain America. We've got, what else is? Secret Empire Brave New World #2, Secret Empire Underground #1. Is that all the Secret Empire tie-ins? Oh, U.S. Avengers 7, the Secret Empire tie-in. One of their big #1 releases, if I've lost it already, but I'm excited about it. Oh, there it is. Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man #1. This is written by the great Chip Zdarsky with art by Adam Kubert. Pretty good 1-2 punch if you like the Chip Zdarsky humor. And if he's unleashed and allowed to do what he wants to do, it could be kind of absurd. It could be a little out there, but if you liked Howard the Duck and that sensibility, I think you'll probably like that same writing style. I'm gonna definitely give this a shot. I like Chip Zdarsky, so and Adam Kubert's art is fine with me. So for those of you unfamiliar, Spider-Man returns to the friendly neighborhood. The web-slinging, wall-crawling wonder returns to New York in this all-new title, a companion series to the best-selling Amazing Spider-Man. Peter Parker is going back to basics for big heroics in the Big Apple, featuring adversaries old and new. Be there as Spider-Man returns to his friendly neighborhood for his never-ending battle against crime and the dreaded Parker Luck. They spelled it dreaded Parker Luck. That's okay. It's a $5 book, and to be fair, that's annoying. But that's the Marvel method. #1s, jack them up a little bit. Final issues, jack them up. Anniversary issues, jack them up. Add a page, jack them up. That's what they do. So, but yeah, check out Peter Parker. Looks to be only one regular independently orderable cover. I'm sure there are plenty of incentive covers, and our good friends over at Cowabunga have shared that incentive list, and I haven't got a chance to comb through that Excel file. It's very lengthy with all the fun different permutations of buy 90% of your purchases of Amazing to get 1 in 25, blah blah blah. So complicated. I don't know how you do it. Have a graphing calculator or something like that to be able to figure out exactly how to buy an incentive variant from Marvel. It's confusing. But I'm sure there's plenty of them, so check those out wherever you buy comics. Let's see. We've got some Star Wars titles: Darth Maul, a Doc Aphra trade paperback, and Poe Dameron annual. The first annual, as well as a Poe Dameron trade paperback. There is a new Weapons of Mutant Destruction #1, written by Greg Pak, with Mahmoud Osrar on art and a Pasquale Ferry cover, which is pretty sweet looking. But it's about the Weapon X program being back. Another $5 book from Marvel, so hop on if you're into that. They have some really cool WMD covers, so check those out. But $5 piece. It's kind of all I see from Marvel. There's a ton of stuff. Of course, they put out a ton of stuff, so check that out. Let's see, in the back half of previews, as we look down through here, we've got the 21st issue of Archie. They've been chugging along really. Haven't had any delays in Archie that I can recall. It's been coming out well, not like the other Archie titles, Afterlife with Archie, and Riverdale seemed to skip a month or so, and that Sabrina took, man, I think they only put one out in a year. It was awful. We also had the final issue of The Deep. This is a Tom Taylor all ages title. It's also an animated series on Netflix. It's a undersea submarine family adventures type of thing. It was pretty good. I like it. So I'm looking forward to see how this ends. And I'm assuming there'll be more, because there have been before. So these are kind of reprints. Let's see, Forever War. If you're reading that one, it's fifth of a 6-issue miniseries is out. There's a Hatchet, number 0, from James Kahoric and Andrew Magnum, which is a sketch cover that you can purchase through American Mythology, but it's a $30 book to get a hand-drawn sketch if you're into Hatchet. $30 worth of Hatchet, anyway. Let's see. The 6th issue of Jackpot is out. Marry Me number 6 comes out. Normals number 2, I believe that's an Aftershock title. Sixth Red Sonja. We have that first Sword Quest, which we talked about the 0 issue a while ago. But this is for a lot of covers here, for you Atari aficionados. There's a classic game cover. It looks like the Atari 2600 game, which is kind of cool. Very kind of a nostalgia book, but we'll see how they do. From Alterna Comics, this is another dollar comic on newsprint. The Chair number 1, written by Peter Simeti, with art by Kevin Christensen and Peter Simeti. Richard Sullivan spent 10 years on death row for a crime he claims he never committed. Lately, inmates are being brutally murdered by the warden and his guards. Will Sullivan escape before it's too late? Now a motion picture starring the legendary Roddy Piper. Printed in newsprint. Legendary? I don't know. So there's the Chair number 1 from Alterna. We support them. We like their price point, and hope their stories are good. That's about all I see from the back half. I, of course, am hot and heavy for the image book Crosswind from Gail Simone. If you can find that shirtless bear fighter, I think there'll be some. It'll be an oddity that people pick up. I don't know that it'll have any staying power, but I think the quick flip is that incentive variant for shirtless bear fighter, if you can find that. Get that Sienkiewicz Girl Scouts Magic Socks number 2. I think that is going to have some value, and but hopefully Crosswind is a big deal and it takes off and does well, and that might be a short or long-term flip. Who knows? I'm sure there is something in DC happening with all these 25 anniversaries. They're doing something special. I don't know what they are. So take a look at those. Go over to Previews World and check these out. Check all these out, and let us know what we missed. And like Wolf Warner did with the first appearance of Red Locust in Champions number 9. I mean that was a real gem. I really enjoyed reading that, and it not only was a good read, but it also had a first appearance of a character who may or may not take off down the road and could have value. So we thank you for we're all in this together. We appreciate the the sharing of information. And we take that constructive criticism, and way to get better is to maybe add that monthly previews roll through, where we just kind of reinforce it each week. But when the new previews comes out, that we've spent some time with it, going over what could be the next big spec. And so we're going to be in talks, Kyle and I, about doing that, to try to make our show a little better, and we appreciate the feedback. Tell you, with only one person, there's not a lot of back and forth. These episodes are short and sweet, and we're at the end. So please hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, send us an email, comicsforfunandprofit@gmail.com, if you have anything. We've got an Ask of Retailer segment coming up in a future episode that our good friends at Cowabunga are going to be chiming in on, from a listener, Julie from VIP, who sent in a great question about the waning interest of eBay and what's going on over at eBay. And a lot of us spec flippers, that's what we use. So this could have some interesting connotations. I wanted to get the retailers' take first, and then Kyle and I will weigh in on that in a future episode. So there's something to look forward to, as well as the top 300 sales numbers, which we should see on our next episode. The Drew and Kyle alternating vacation schedule takes a little break for 2 weeks. I think Kyle and I are both on for the next couple of episodes, and then it's July 4th weekend, where I believe we're both out of town. So that episode might either be delayed or skipped altogether. We'll let you know when we get closer to it how we're going to do that. But if that's it, I guess that's it. I don't have anybody to ask if that's all they have. So hey, thanks a lot for listening, and we'll talk to you later.